You dream you're enjoying a leisurely walk in a beautiful wood on a summer's day. You have all the time you want and all the time you need to explore this place at a leisurely pace, and you are free to choose to go at a pace that suits you best. Today's walk is free of commitments and plans. It's a wander in the woods just for the sheer pleasure of it. The path is clear and easy to walk on, and you're sheltered from the warmth of the day by the leafy green canopy of trees above you, and you feel relaxed, calm and comfortable. Here in this wood you feel sheltered and safe and calm, and the cool greenness of the trees, the earthy, woody scents you can smell are calming and familiar. As you listen, you hear the first gentle patter of the softest rain. So splatter is so light, you wonder if you imagined it. You focus and listen again. You can hear the happy chirruping of birds in the trees and the sound of the summer breeze stirring the verdant green leaves. And yes, that gentle splatter, that is the soft sound of raindrops. Rain makes a particular sound in the woodland. You think of the difference between the pattering sound of the rain on a car roof when you are in it, and this sound is softer. You think of the rat-tat-tat of rain on a window pane, and this is different, even softer. You think about where you are now, the verdant green of a woodland in summer, listening to the gentlest pattering of a light summer rain. The drip, drip sound of raindrops as they fall through the leafy canopy of trees ahead. The bright green leaves of summer trees offer some umbrella-like protection. But every now and then raindrops accumulate on the leaves and fall as bigger drops, loudly splashing into puddles slowly forming at your feet. As you look up, squinting through the raindrops as they gently land on your face, you can see the sky has changed from the pale blue, patterned with small white fluffy clouds of an early summer morning, to darker, more solid-looking grim grey colour, scudded with darker grey clouds. As you watch the heavy-looking clouds moving across the sky, you marvel at how quickly weather can change. The rain isn't especially cold, but you decide to look for shelter. Pulling up your hood, you increase your pace, looking down at muddy rivulets forming on the woodland path. Your footsteps echo the splashing sound of the rain. Drops of rain drip down your hood and land at your feet, and you find yourself focusing on the sound of the pitter-patter of the rain. And you walk through the forest, wondering whether you'll find a cafe or a shop in the nearby village to shelter in. This is a tourist area loved by walkers, and you feel confident you'll find a place. You arrive at a small woolen mill. You knew there was this tourist attraction around here, somewhere you could learn about the local tweed, not your particular interest before, but now it looks like an opportunity to spend some time in the dry. And who knows, it could be interesting. You step inside, handing up your coat to dry on some wooden pegs by the door. The building is bright and colourful and loud. You are warm and dry, and it feels like an interesting contrast to the wet woodland outside. The sounds in here are so different, and you walk closer to the loom so you can see what's being created. You can hear the rhythmical click-clacking of the loom as it transforms wool into the woven fabric of the local tweed. The weaver nods a friendly welcome and continues creating her cloth. You marvel at how relaxed she is, appearing to be at one with the loom and focused on realising her vision of the pattern she has chosen to produce. The weaver and cloth seem interconnected, and the movement of the loom seems almost like a choreographed dance, all the pieces playing their part to create the cloth. There are some comfortable armchairs by the wall, and you wander over to a chair, all the while watching the balls of wool perched above the looms, sitting comfortably now and relaxed by the rhythm of the sounds of the loom and mesmerised by the movements of it. You rest back in the chair, comfortable, and you start to gaze upwards. You are drawn to the colours of the wool. A pale sky blue wool moves as it unfurls itself into the loom. Next to it is a deeper blue, a blue with a hint of purple, reminding you of the colour of woodland bluebells in spring. Next there is a grey wool winding its way into the fabric too. The grey is darker than a dove grey. You decide it's more like the colour of the clouds outside. There is a yellow wool spinning into the mix too, a rich, deep dandelion yellow. Next to that is a soft pale purple, like the colour of the heather on the mountains all around here. Then there is a soft moss green, spinning next to a white wool racing into the mix, a pure soft white like the clouds on a sunny day. Finally there is a deep navy, or is it black? It's the colour of night. You think that seems a lot of colours to weave into a tweed, and you imagine a rather garish jacket of different shades of blues, purple, bright yellow, white and black, and you wonder what that will look like. Your eye is drawn closer to the weaver, and you can see the finished fabric, and you are surprised. You had imagined equal amounts of the colours all vying for attention, but before you there is the beautiful tweed of this island, the white and dark grey combining to make the softest grey, and the symmetrical lines present in tartan are so subtle here. The moss green reminds you of the feathery moss at the base of the trees in the woodland, and it blends into that dandelion yellow, which is now a perfectly judged accent of brightness, and the two blues sit side by side in perfect harmony. The heather purple seems to highlight the blues and adds a gentle blending stripe into the accent of black that gives the fabric depth and dimension. The weaver and the cloth are present and focused, the weaver creating her vision, and you find yourself creating your own vision. You imagine that weaving is an abstract representation of life. Our life and our world are made up of threads, different threads of different colours, weaving the fabric of our life, just as we weave our way through our days. Some days full of colours, and other days more muted pastel shades. Some days when it's easy to see the patterns we create and to marvel at how beautiful they are. And some days when the patterns seem more abstract, and we decide to wait and see how the day or week shapes up. It is warm in here, welcoming and comforting, inviting and relaxing, and yet you find yourself yearning to see the colours in nature, the landscape that provided the inspiration for this cloth. Nature also wears the colours of our lives, and you want to be part of the colours and sounds of outside. And you stand up and collect your now dry coat. With a smile of thanks to the weaver, you wander back outside. The swirling grey clouds are still above you, and now you notice their changing colours and shapes. The sights and sounds of nature in the raw are real, making you feel more alive than you have felt in ages. You see the colours clearly, the green hues of different leaves, the soft greys of the sky merging into blues even as you watch. The cloud passes. Patches of sky blue are now visible through the canopy of trees, and the rain passes too, leaving the colours of the world looking brighter, the scent of the earth feeling luxurious, the woodland world washed, refreshed after the rain, creating a pause in our life, a moment to stop and choose our colours. You imagine your colours as ideas or thoughts. Some you decide to value, and you can add more of that colour to your thoughts. And some colours you decide to use as accents, and you'll choose those hues sparingly. Now you can see the colours that create the meanings you choose, and we carry on weaving the tapestry of our day.